ARK the animated TV series information, a perhaps hint towards what we're going to see in ARK 2, and a quick rundown on what the devs are patching and enforcing on your servers. You're right kids, it's Raasclark and here we are with some midweek news, covering all the little nuggets in ARK that you need to know. Before we begin, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, share around, and let's get into it. So Daley, the product manager on ARK, ARK 2 and the associate producer of the animated series, dropped a tweet with a picture that to me feels like the animated series is going to go in a direction such as previously on ARK. That was meant to be lost if you didn't get that, as the tweet and the picture alludes that this is a flashback to times before ARK. Now this could be simply nothing, but I believe that the animated series is perhaps going to go into the backstory of each character to help bring you up to speed on who they are and set the scene for their roles in the animated story. And it'll be interesting to see how these link. I'm not going to pronounce I'm an expert on the lore, but from what I understand, the Helena that wakes up on the island isn't the same Helena that would have been in the past, so perhaps it's fragmented memory. If you're not up to speed on the animated TV series, a quick rundown: there was a trailer that dropped last year at the Game Awards with an experienced roster of people all behind the scenes making this happen, whether it's animated or the star-studded cast of the voice actors. This is shaping up to be quite a prominent animated series that I do believe is going to propel ARK to a much wider media, combined of course with Vin Diesel being somewhat of a protagonist of ARK 2 and David Tennant being the voice of Rockwell in Genesis Part 2. And the lineup of actors I covered in a previous video, go watch it, I'll leave a link in the description, as it's just a phenomenal list. And a few of the characters we now know what they're going to look like, with the few teasers that Wildcard have dropped. And somewhat recently, IMDb updated their information on the animated TV series with a summary that kind of throws me off. Maybe they've got this wrong, but I'll read it. In a mysterious primeval land populated by dinosaurs and other extinct creatures, people from throughout human history have been resurrected. Resurrected is the word used. When 21st century Australian paleontologist Helena Walker awakes there after tragedy, she must learn to survive and find new allies or die again at the hands of ruthless warlords, all while trying to uncover the true nature of their strange new world. So the two things I'm taking away from there is the resurrection part. Would it be resurrection? Resurrection of course is one's body coming back to life, but it's not her body, so jury's out. I'd love to hear your thoughts. I'm sure there's experts out there that know a lot more than I do, so drop a comment below, let me know what you think about that. And she awakes there after tragedy. What's the tragedy? Perhaps I need to go back through the notes, but from my understanding, Helena awakes with no knowledge. But the flashbacks perhaps is going to tie it all together, and I really hope we do hear someone say, previously on ARK. Cedric, complex-minded lead community manager of ARK, whose opinions of a person, posted something about dinosaur fossils belonging to the world's largest ever creature. And yes, this could be complete and utter nonsense. Could be said just doing his thing and throwing something out there. But he says, ARK ready for another Titanosaur? Maybe that alludes to Titanosaur 2.0 coming to ARK 2, which isn't too far-fetched as we saw with the Rex in the trailer. It looks like they're going back to those prehistoric depictions of old, and I really hope they try and stick to it as much as they can. But I'm going to take a stab here and guess we aren't going to see any more news around ARK 2 until at least Genesis 2 is out. If you're not aware, the next and final DLC is coming out in March. That's 2 months away, so the hype train is going to begin any minute now. With, as we know, people are already being pulled from other departments to focus on getting that DLC out to us. So it's full steam ahead, Genesis Part 2, and then we'll start being fed more ARK 2 news. That's my guess anyway. And what dinosaurs do you think they're going to bring in ARK 2? Personally, I hope to see the return of the Gigantosaurus, the Giga, the chief of the dinos, remodeled for the next generation in ARK. There was a recent patch that came out, if you missed it, for PC and Xbox at the moment, and I assume PlayStation is going to receive it pretty soon. With only a few fixes, there was a visual issue with the Federation Tech chess piece. Didn't know there was, so perhaps that's why PlayStation hasn't had the patch. Fixed a bug which prevented non-dedicated servers from being able to be hosted, and a bug where the inventory rank was not updating on the client, unless you rendered the structure again or rejoined the server. Very minor fixes, but there's something else that's going on behind the scenes. Enforcement. Whoop, whoop, it's the sound of ARK police. The enforcement team are out to get you cheaters. They're coming, and they listed all the servers that they are going through to get all those cheaters in handcuffs, wipe any non-legit bases, and take out the trash. And it's something they've been doing for a while now that I've never really covered, but I should, because you've got to commend the team that they're shutting down the servers to go through and make sure people are playing legit, putting the fear into those cheaters out there and giving you all a more legit, fair game. As I said, it's something they've been doing for a while now, but this combined with all the bug fixes that they did throughout 2020 are all good things, and I think we can take away they've been more on the game than they ever have been. And I know there's still a lot of bugs and exploits being brought up every day, but at least it's some comfort to know that Wildcard are coming and they're going to sort things out soon enough. And that about wraps up the news, although it's worth mentioning we could be seeing some teasers for Genesis Part 2 this weekend. We know Sed behind the scenes has been trying to get something to us. He tried last weekend, he tried the weekend before then, so maybe this weekend is the one we're going to find out some new fresh information on what else there is in store for us for the new map. Although personally I hope they keep some surprise out there. ARK is all about wonder and exploration, and I hope they continue with that pattern with the last official map for the original ARK Survival Evolved. Thanks all for tuning in. Let me know in the comments below if you enjoyed this. Don't forget to like, subscribe and share around. My name's Raasclark, and as always, peace out.